What's up, guys? Welcome to the Line Check podcast. Today I'm in the studio with Maria Leyesa. What's up?
Hey, what's up?
How's it going?
It's going. It's Sunday, but I feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and she is the owner of Foodology. Foodology is a brownies and cookie baked goods that's located off of 2nd Street.
Mm-hmm. Off a little.
Yeah, on a little corner by like Row Seafood.
Row Seafood and At Sushi.
Yeah, and At Sushi.
Little hidden gem.
Yeah, they're super good. I got the brownies, the ube brownies.
Oh yeah, when that was a while ago.
Very like at least 2 years ago.
No, you guys came into the shop like.
Oh well, this is before.
Oh, you've had them before.
So
that.
Sala carries them.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
And I just bought some, and I was like, "What the hell are these? Like, these are so good!" Like it was literally addicting, and I couldn't stop eating them. And then I just brought them to everybody at work, and everybody loved them. And I was like, "These are too good."
I love that. Thank you for sharing. That's like the best form of marketing for us.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
And brownies are my go-to like baked good. I love
ube.
Brownies. Yeah, ube. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good. So yeah, your shop just opened.
Mm-hmm.
When did it open?
We opened August 18th of last year, so almost 5 months now.
How's it been so far?
It's been great, actually. I like to keep my expectations low for across the board, anything in life. And so I kind of went into this with very little, bare minimum expectations. And so, yeah, given that, I feel like it's for sure, it's far exceeded what I was expecting to happen. And it's I mean, we are a little bit like off the beaten path on 2nd Street, but there's a lot of foot traffic naturally, so that helps us out a lot. And kind of like what you've done, word of mouth and people gifting and sharing with others has gotten us a lot of people coming in. And so I couldn't really ask for anything more. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell the audience a little bit about Foodology and like how did it start?
Okay. Yes. Sure. Am I looking at you? Or...
You can look at me.
Okay. Yeah. Because it's a little. I
look at the camera when I'm like, hi.
Yes.
I'm talking to you guys, the audience. Or I just look at you.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, we're just chatting. It's all good. So Foodology actually started as an Instagram account where I just posted about all things food. I've always just have been very passionate and loved food, and so this was just like an account where I was just posting random places I was eating at, things I was making, nothing professional, and it was mainly just like for friends and family. And then I was in college at the time I started it. Then I went to grad school. That kind of took a lot of my time, and so that took a pause. And then during the pandemic, March 2020 is when I decided I wanted to learn how to bake. Prior to that, I never had baked anything from scratch in my life. The closest thing is maybe like a boxed cake mix, which is like the one that's like just add eggs.
I've never even done that. And I'm a chef.
I mean, they say it's foolproof, and I've still messed it up. And so that just kind of says a lot about my prior experience to all this. But yeah, pretty much I just decided I wanted to learn how to bake a chocolate chip cookie. Started with that. And I, at the time, well, still, actually, I'm an occupational therapist by trade. That's what I have my master's degree in and my bachelor's in psychology. So definitely nothing in the culinary world. But yeah, I decided I want to learn how to bake, and I was really awful at it. Really shitty chocolate chip cookies is what now my husband had to eat, and he was nice and said they were okay. I knew they were, and so that kind of gave me the motivation to just keep going. And so every day for like about almost a month, I tried like all the chocolate chip cookie recipes that like looked intriguing to me. So I was doing like the pan banging ones. Have you seen those? Like the really popular. I think during the pandemic it was pretty popular. I was doing like, I don't know, all sorts of like brown butter cookies, like the like New York style, like on the cakier side kind of a cookie. And so as I kind of started like doing that, I started to understand like a little bit more about what each ingredient did. Like I didn't know what baking soda did before. before. I was like, this is like what has been sitting, you know, it was like, what do you call a deodorizer for
Yeah,
my
exactly.
fridge, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, what, you know, I really didn't know what any of the ingredients did. I thought sugar was just meant for sweetening things up, you know? I didn't realize that taking away, you know, a significant amount of sugar could cause a super dry baked good. I had zero understanding of what went behind baking. And so, yeah, during that time, I kind of just like started to gain a little bit more confidence. And then I started to make things that I actually liked. And then that gave me more confidence to try other things like cakes, tarts, all sorts of different things. But the two things that stuck to me the most that I really enjoyed baking were cookies and brownies. And those are some of my favorite desserts. And so that's kind of why it kind of stuck. And now here we are, about almost 4 years later, and I have a
4 years.
yeah.
So weird.
I know, since the pandemic. Yeah, since then, and yeah, and now we've got a little shop on Second Street.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you're a therapist, occupational therapist. So that must be cool though. Now you can like give cookies and brownies to people
Yeah.
that want it. That helps with therapy because
Yeah.
they taste good.
That's true. I mean, a lot of like people ask like, do you feel like it's a waste? Like, oh, like, or they'll say like, oh my God, like what a waste that you went through all that school. And I don't know. I don't really like to look at things as like ever wasted time. Like there was a purpose and reason. And, you know, when I first started baking, a lot of my stuff that I was making, I'd bring to work. And those were a lot of my coworkers were my very first customers and were kind of hyping me up to keep going. And so I feel like that was really pivotal in my journey to get here. But also as an occupational therapist, you learn, so like occupational therapy, you could work in several different settings. You can work in a hospital or with kids, in a nursing home. There's all sorts of different like paths that you can take. But like the overall thing with occupational therapy is like helping someone gain independence, who may have like lost it or I don't know, for whatever, you know, reason. But there's also like techniques where I'm sure as a chef, you know, that overuse and of your upper extremities. There's like techniques that I learned during that time that I put into use now that kind of is like, I mean, I'm for sure going to have carpal tunnel before.
Yeah. I already have it.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm familiar with like what I need to do and how I need to address like
longevity.
Yes,
so you can have longevity
exactly.
in the kitchen.
So
yeah, don't bend over.
Yeah. Yep. Use your knees.
Use your knees.
Use your knees.
It hurts me when I see everyone just like bending over.
I know.
Boy, I'm like, just get down.
And then it's repetitive, and then you're doing it all the time. Yeah. So sometimes I'm kind of a stickler with that with my staff. I'm like, oh, like, you know, and so they probably think I'm crazy, but I'm like, they're all in their like early 20s, and so I'm like, you don't feel it now.
Yeah, just you wait.
But you're gonna thank me later. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's any wasted time, and I think, yeah, as much as I would have loved to have gone to culinary school or maybe had gone a business degree, I feel like this path was very specific, and I don't know. I don't regret it.
You know, it's funny because I also want to open a business one day, and talking to like other chefs or owners that I've met and seeing like the path they've taken to open a place, and it seems like they never went to like business school,
right,
or they didn't go to culinary school maybe,
right,
but they just landed into this position,
yeah,
and they just have help from other people that have opened business,
yeah,
and they just kind of just wing it,
yeah,
and do it and learn as they go, and it seems like that's just the way it kind of just happens to be,
right,
you know.
Yeah,
no one is really ever prepared until they just do it.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, I just feel like the way I think about it too is I'm a very, like, I don't take a lot of risks. So opening up this business is like the biggest risk, and actually very out of like it's just not for something that I would have never done or thought I would have ever done. But I feel like if I did have like the wisdom and the knowledge and the education, knowing what it takes to open up a business, I probably wouldn't have done it because it's a lot, but I'm glad that I'm learning as I go. And yeah, it's just kind of like sometimes the less you know, the better. And then, just figuring it out as you go along, you know? I mean, it's just, yeah, I feel like formal education isn't always what it's cracked up
I
to
mean,
be.
most chefs don't go to culinary school.
Yeah.
And thinking that it's needed to work in a kitchen, it's actually not. You mostly just learn the best results from the best restaurants you can work in.
Right.
And the culinary certificate, whatever degree is like on the side.
Yeah.
Like I don't even remember.
Yeah. It's
most of it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure the foundation is helpful, but is it like necessary?
No, you learn the foundation in the kitchen. Just it's faster and in pressure.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's cool. I was looking at your Instagram and your page is like very personable.
Oh, thank you.
And I think it's really good for customers and others to see it.
Yeah.
So it feels more like authentic.
Yeah.
And especially showcasing your journey
to
opening your brick and mortar.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people mention that. I don't even think about I don't know. Social media is a whole nother
It's weird. I have a hard time like posting stuff. Like I'm thinking about posting more content on Line Check with like my face and talking to a camera. And I still haven't got the courage to do it yet.
Yeah.
And
it's so hard though. It's like the idea is there and then like to actually take action and then like it's just I get it. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people connect that way, like with me in that sense that even if they're not in the food industry, like they're just entrepreneurs in general, it's I get messages all the time saying like it's really inspiring. I didn't think that was like that's not what my intention was really. I was just like, let's just put this out there, and really mainly like I want to be able to look back on this too when in a year or two, or even like when I look back on it now, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe like we've gotten this far already. But yeah, it's really nice to be able to like share that with everyone and then for it to be well received because I mean, I don't know. I didn't really think about how people were going to take it in terms of just like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes social media is weird. And even when you see something like nice and like wholesome, you look through the comments section and it's like there's still somehow, some way people are finding to like, I don't know, like tear someone down.
Yeah.
And so luckily, knock on wood, haven't had that yet. But yeah, it's I've enjoyed being able to share the journey so far. But
yeah. In those times when you have mean people in comments, you kill them with kindness.
Oh yeah, we've had Yelp. I mean Yelp. We're Yelp. Oh man.
Tell me.
Oh, I use Yelp mainly as like a search engine in areas that I'm not familiar with. So if I'm in like, I don't know, a city or wherever, where I'm not like too familiar with the area, I will use it as a tool to search up places. Do I ever read the reviews or take the reviews seriously? No. But I recently had someone, and this is for the most part, it's always the bad comments or the bad things that always like shine bright versus like the good stuff.
Yeah.
And
that's no fun.
Yeah, no.
You want to see the gossip.
Right. And so for the most part, in general, I shouldn't complain because we do have like people have been really kind and have said really nice things on Yelp and on Google reviews or whatever. But there was a comment that I still am like, sometimes I just think about it and I'm like, what? Like, why? Someone had written something along the lines of, and this isn't verbatim, but it was basically saying, it was a long review. Towards the middle, he says, the owner, Maria, was nice, but not nice enough. or not as nice as you would, or not as the kind of nice that you would expect from a business owner. Maybe, and then he goes on and adds to it and says, she said that she just opened like 3 months ago, so maybe she just needed some time to herself. I'm like,
is he a therapist?
I don't know. I was just so baffled that like I mean, and that's not even like there. Obviously, I've read worse and seen worse like about in general, but I'm just like you just can't. It's so silly. Like it's just really silly, and that I mean. It's this platform where people with no clue or context of what it takes to work in the industry, can just kind of like spew out word vomit of just negativity. And yeah, it's silly, but
yeah, it's a funny thing. Did you see the article where this lady threw a Chipotle like burrito or something at a Chipotle worker?
Oh yes.
And she had to work 2 months at a Chipotle as her like sentence. There's another article came out, and it said that every person should at least work in a restaurant for at least 2 months, everybody, just so they know what it's like.
Yes, yeah.
Because a lot of people don't know what it's like, and they just think we're like shit.
Yep. It's
we're just like slaves making food. We're no human beings.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then now it's like, you see this like AI restaurants coming out and people are complaining about that. So then it's like, okay, well, I don't know. I mean, like, it's like I don't know. It's just like crazy. It's like, like appreciate us while we're here.
I mean, hopefully that doesn't happen.
No, I don't. That's not going to
I mean, it's not going to happen. It'll happen maybe with like McDonald's, quick service.
Yeah.
But
no,
you can never have a robot replace a actual chef.
No, absolutely.
Because they don't have the intellectual, can't think of the word.
I know. Yeah. I know.
Intuition.
Yes. Yeah. That's what everything, the food industry.
But maybe they will, because AI is kind of crazy with like Chat GPT, whatever.
I don't know. I haven't dived into that too much, but I hear crazy things, and but no, it's fine. We'll be fine.
So before you open your brick and mortar, how long was Foodology going for? Like 2 years?
Yeah, about 2 years. So I started first baking at the time, I actually started this when I was living in LA. So I was living in like, I want to say it was like a 350 square foot apartment. It was really tiny. And then imagine the kitchen.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like in my head, I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
That little oven, probably white oven.
Oh my gosh. By the time that I was baking so much and it was ironically, I don't know how this happened. One night I came home and it was the week that I was moving out of my apartment to come to Long Beach. And I came home and my oven glass like panel on the oven was shattered into pieces. I thought someone had broken in, but after doing research, I guess it's like kind of common with like overuse and like just like I don't like and so I was like, okay, well then I definitely but it was like the week before and I just had I mean it wasn't the land, like they took care of it, but so it was not my problem, but that's how much I was baking out of there. So I was baking out of there for a little bit, and then I came to Long Beach, and then I started baking out of a commercial kitchen in Redondo Beach called the Kitchen Terminal. It's like also like not a ghost kitchen. It's like a more of like a communal.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, there's like 5 different kitchens in there. Lots of different chefs worked out of there and stuff too. So it was really cool to be in there. I was in there for like almost 2 years. Because and it was just cool because even though it was shared and there was some things like that kind of like I was waiting for the 3 compartment sink. There was like a line for it, so that would be like kind of annoying. But then it was cool because you got to meet like other entrepreneurs and like also like other
like-minded folks.
Yep. Yeah, there was all sorts of people in there, and so it was really cool to like interact in that way. But then we grew out of that, and then that's when we moved out to the bake shop.
Fun fact: I actually was supposed to cook for your 1-year anniversary at Hilo.
You were?
Yeah, and I couldn't do it because I had to work.
Aww.
But I was supposed to be the one making food.
That reached out?
It was Benjo.
Oh, Benjo, yes. Oh, yeah. It was. I mean, we ended up getting. Gosh, why can't I think of the name right now? Also local.
Was it Barrio?
No, it's like a Vietnamese. It's off of.
Is it the vegan banh mi?
No, gosh, why can't? This is so embarrassing. I can't. They were so good.
Oh, it's a Sesame Dinette.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I already
know.
Yes.
Yes. So they, but yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was supposed to cook some Filipino food.
Well, maybe another.
Another one.
Yeah, maybe the 1-year anniversary.
Yeah.
I don't know. We could figure something
out. So. Do you have any like iterations of like Filipino baked goods that you have like possibly working on or?
Yeah, I mean, like the ube brownies, like the like staple that we're always gonna have. Yeah.
It's stupid, guys. Like, it's so good.
And so we have like a pandan brownie coming out. We've also got another. So we have currently we have an ube cookie like that we have in rotation right now, but we have a different one coming out. And then I've been trying to work out a calamansi brownie, kind of like a
Like
lemon.
a lemon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I haven't. It hasn't been successful, so we'll have to wait on that.
I was talking to my coworker, and we were just like thinking about pastries or ideas, and you guys can steal it. I don't care, or you can steal it. But it's like a babinka poppy seed calamansi cake.
Ooh, that sounds so good.
So it's like kind of like a lemon poppy seed cake, and
yeah.
sounds good. I'm not gonna make it,
Yeah.
but I was just talking about that'd be good.
Maybe in something like cookie form or brownie form.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just love calamansi. Calamansi is like elite citrus
It is.
fruit.
It's
I
so
mean,
good.
always. I mean, growing up, we had a calamansi tree, and I couldn't believe that people didn't know what it was. I grew up in Rancho Cucamonga, so like at the time, I mean, now there's a lot of Filipinos, it's very diverse, but at the time, all my neighbors were like, what is this a mandarin? And I'm like, no, first, what? No. But yeah, I definitely, once I hone in on the flavor profile and like get it on spot, that's something that I really want to prioritize.
I'll be there.
Yep.
Yeah, it's funny, the calamansi here it looks more like a mandarin.
Kind of.
And then the one in the Philippines is like, they're all green.
Green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the climate, obviously.
Yeah. I guess so. I mean, I guess now that you're saying that, I've never really thought about it, but now that you're saying that, yeah. But it's like, you need that for pancit.
Uh-huh.
You need that for your arroz caldo.
Yep.
Oh, gosh. Now I'm hungry.
What's your top 3 favorite cuisines?
Ooh. Top 3 favorite. Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Japan last year, and that was like heaven on earth for me.
I need to go.
So good. Filipino. I'll say Filipino food. And then if I had to pick a third, it would be a tie between Mexican and Italian.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Did not see that coming.
Really?
Yeah.
My husband's Mexican.
Okay.
So, but even before this, like, I mean, I don't know. I really like Mexican flavors.
Yeah,
Mexican
I love
food.
Mexican food.
And then, but I also really love Thai food.
I love Thai food as well.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a hard question. But I love Italian.
Yeah. I would say that my top 3 would be Vietnamese, Mexican, and Thai.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I don't eat Filipino food that much.
You make it all the time.
Yeah, I make it all the time. I am half Filipino. I just like not my go-to because it's so like salty and fatty.
It is rich, yeah. But I do love this like kind of new wave of like, that I appreciate. But I don't know. It's very comfort foodie for me,
And it just depends on like what dish is it. Like what I mean? Like
breakfast is my jam.
Yeah.
Anything like I feel like Filipino breakfast is elite. Like,
long silog.
Gosh, yeah. That any time of day.
I love it. It just gives me the burps.
Oh, all day. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't. It is heavy though.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way I'm having. Filipino breakfast
I have
on
a friend that got gout because he ate too much longanisa.
What?
Yeah.
How much longanisa was he eating?
Too much. Yeah, bad diet.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if I could have I don't know if I could have it that much in one.
I say that my favorite like go-to Filipino dishes would just be like the stews and the soups, like nilaga and sinigang and.
Do you guys do a sinigang at
No, we don't. But we used to a long time ago at Lhasa. It was like a octopus sinigang with rhubarb sinigang broth.
Oh, wow.
And like daikon and shiso for maybe some chili oil in there.
That sounds delicious. Yeah, that's number 1 soup of all time for me.
Yeah, it's a comfort.
Yeah,
for sure.
Big time.
So can you please tell me your favorite in the weed story?
Oh, gosh. I guess you would think it would be grand opening because our grand opening, we had like a 3-hour wait at one point. A line that just like went down the street. But I feel like because it was grand opening and everyone was so courteous and nice and understood that, was super it's a grand opening. They can't be upset.
Yeah.
It wasn't that crazy, but it was a little high stress when like people were like, when I'd peek out and the line was like not getting any shorter. So yeah. But I think that it was actually recently during our holiday rush. It was I think it was the week of Christmas. So it was Christmas landed on a Monday, right? This year?
Yes.
Or this past year. Yeah, so that Thursday, Friday, Saturday leading up to it was just like pure chaos. And we have, I mean, you've been in our space. It's really small. It's really small. And again, that goes back to me not being a huge risk taker, and I wanted to just start small and yeah. But anyways, our kitchen is tiny, and so we can only do so much and store so much cookie dough in our fridges and freezers at a time. But I knew, me as a business owner, I'm looking at the future ahead, meaning January is typically slow for baked goods or bakeries because everyone's on their New Year's diet and new year, new me situation. And so they'll come back. But I refused to sell out. And the girls in the back really had to set me aside and be like, we need to sell out. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I hate to pull the I'm the boss card, but we're not, because we need this. We need this for now, and we need this for the slow month ahead. And also I want to know our capacity of for next year, what we need to do to be better. And along that, there were orders lost. So we get tickets. We use Square, so then the tickets come in. But the thing is, people were ordering a week or 2 weeks in advance. And I guess just in the chaos, there were tickets getting lost. So people were walking in asking for their brownie platter. And I would just smile and be like, it's almost ready, and then come to the back and be like, we need this right now. And luckily we made it through. But yeah, that was really high stress, because even though I worked in the hospitality industry years ago for almost 10 years actually, and I worked through all the holidays and all the craziest, busiest seasons, but it's different because this is mine and my name is on it, and it really, it's everything to me. And so it was super high stress, and I just took it as a learning lesson. And so yeah, it was, I didn't think we were gonna make it through, and I'm pretty sure I thought the girls were gonna I don't know. Yeah, walk out and be like, absolutely not. But after the shift, I was like, we made it. It's fine. We will do better for next time and stay a little bit more organized. And it's all a learning lesson every day, everything.
Those online orders will get you.
Yeah, especially when they're ordering ahead, which is nice. It's it's nice to know what to expect. But those little tickets, they get lost.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's not the greatest system.
No,
it's not.
It's not.
So
because the receipt prints out when someone puts an order ahead of time, and it's why is this not
when it's the day of? Yeah. There's that.
I've experienced that before.
Yeah, it's a little frustrating. Clearly, the people who make these systems I don't know. I don't think they have much.
They don't work in restaurants.
So I don't know. They should probably hire one of us to help them out, because it's there's I've got a lot of notes for them.
Wow. Well, that sounds like a headache.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got through it.
Yeah. It's it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, there's always next year to try again.
Yeah, and hopefully, I don't know. Yeah, it'll be fine.
Were you guys baking to order, or what's the time to
Yeah, kind of. I mean, the week of Christmas, we were at the. I mean, mainly me. I wouldn't put them through this, but I was at the bakery till 1 or 2 a.m. the week of Christmas every night, just to make up for for the next day and what we need to get done. But for the most part, if you order ahead, everything's baked fresh daily, same day. And then when you come into just a regular day outside of the holidays, everything's baked fresh in small batches. So we're doing small batches from the moment we open, and we leave our ovens on until before the hour we close. And so everything, no matter what day you're coming, you are getting a pretty fresh cookie or brownie.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, all you guys should go to Foodology, because it's really good, and you know, if you're on your New Year, New Me diet, it's okay because you deserve some indulgence in your life every so often, just not every day. So yeah, go check it out. It was good to have you on the podcast today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I hope you have fun in Mexico City.
Yes, I'm really excited. I've never been.
I had a lot of fun my first time, so
much food.
If you need food recs,
I'm gonna
give those to you. Go to Tacos Ironico.
Tacos what?
Ironico.
Okay.
So it's basically, it has like the style of like In-N-Out, and it has like red and white tiles and a sign. You order at the counter. It's very simple, but the food is just really good.
Ooh, I know. Yeah. There's just I'm for sure gonna hit that up. But
it's a chain.
It is. Yeah. Okay.
So you can find multiple of them.
There's so much. I'm like.
And then other restaurants,
a lot, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm excited, but I'll for sure hit you up for the Rex.
Awesome. Well, it was good having you on the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Catch you later.
Appreciate it.
That's it. And that's your line check for today. Thanks, guys.